Hi, I'm Paul Valthaty here, and you're watching me on the Knuckleball podcast. Keep enjoying. It just started flowing. Gradually, I got to a 30, then a 50, then kept small targets. Let's bat till the 12th over 14th over. Suddenly, I was in the 90s, three
Yeah.
boundaries. And before I realized, I was past 100. And then 2008, the IPL happened. And I knew that this is something which, you have that feeling that ये शायद ये मेरे लिए ही बना है. Unfortunate, but if I could change one day, one incident in my cricket life, it would be that eye injury. So Punjab Kings, as I mentioned previously, need to also be applauded for the way they give opportunities to young guys, to unknown guys. So yeah, knuckleball for me when I was playing was a hard ball to bowl, but now it's my favorite podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Knuckleball podcast. I'm Sriram Ganesh. I'm joined by my co-host Roddur Mookherjee. Over the course of our podcast series so far, we have interviewed several cult IPL heroes. Let's put it that way, right?
Absolutely.
And the person joining us today fits that category to the T. A Punjab Kings and an IPL cult hero. We're joined by Paul Valthaty. Thank you so much for joining us, Paul.
Thank you guys. So how's it been for you guys?
I mean,
It's only going to get better with you.
yeah,
Yeah, I hope so because you've kept me 15 minutes waiting. So hopefully the interview is much better.
yeah.
Firstly,
That's a
tell me
perfect
guys,
way to
how did you
start the
how did you
episode.
get this name Knuckleball?
We searched through for 3 hours, trying to find a name that is not taken, and we finally found one
Nice.
that is not taken. It took us a heck of a lot of headache, but we finally did it, and now we're trying to grow it. But we wanted something that is. Not only cricket related, but can also be used as a reference to another sport. So knuckleball is obviously the ball in cricket,
Hmm.
but it's also a shot in football.
Yeah.
So we
It's
thought
sort of
it's a clever reference
yeah.
that to incorporate a lot of sports together.
Yeah, and just to give you an insight, is one of the hardest balls to bowl because, say, an off cutter slower on a back of the hand at times is easier than the knuckleball. So nice name,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, yeah.
Who do you think is the best knuckleball bowler in the country?
I think right now and even in the past, Bhuvi was the best because the
Yeah.
way Bhuvi used to hide it and the way he used to release it was
Yeah.
fantastic. Even one guy from England, Dimitri Mascarenhas, he was a very
Yeah.
underrated cricketer, but he was a great
Yeah.
exponent of this knuckleball. He had that great,
Okay.
how do I say, control and very disciplined
Mhm.
in terms of his line and length. And this was a very good change up that he had.
All right. But Paul, you've had
So
a change of career in the fact that you're now commentating for the IPL. How different do you think this season of IPL has been compared to all the others? In what way do you think this season has stood out?
I think one, it's clearly you can see a change of guard happening with
yeah.
easily the legends, the great ones who have played the sport, probably sort of making way for the younger ones. The younger ones are claiming their stake in probably every team, the way they are up there in every award, every player of the match award. You've seen that the trend has changed. Where you can clearly
Yeah.
see unknown quantity maximizing their opportunity, getting their best performances. So this is one thing which is great to see in this IPL. And as a batter and as someone who really enjoyed attacking, I see that change that historically it was if you've scored about two boundaries or two sixes in an over, then sort of close down the over as a batter. That has completely changed, and that
Yeah.
personally I
Yeah.
Yeah.
enjoy a lot. Where say an Abhishek Sharma, Priyansh, Arya, even Ayush
Yeah.
Matre yesterday, they are very
Yeah.
clear. If
Yeah.
it is in their zone and they have practiced their skills so well and so hard that if it is in their zone, and even if they have hit in that over a couple of sixes, couple of fours, it does not matter. They would still go after that. And that is one thing, one refreshing thing that I really enjoy.
Okay. I mean, you've talked about that. We're gonna put you right on the spot. That's our knuckleball culture so far. We put our guests on the spot. Your IPL top four so far, and your predictions of who's going to win it.
Okay, so right up we go to the penalties straight away. So I think
Yeah. Straight away.
see Punjab is one which I played for most of the season. So let's put Punjab there. I feel they're
All right.
really killing it this season with Shreyas at the top and the way they have sorted their bowling now. I like that.
Yeah.
So I think they can come into the top four. With that, let's put Delhi Capitals. which is already
Okay.
amongst the top three. Let's put GT. I see GT going through
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Shubman Gill, Ashish Nehra there. They just know
yeah,
how to win their home matches. That is one thing which is very, very
Yeah.
important. And that sort of
yeah.
Chennai has lost. And that you can clearly see that
Yeah.
Chennai,
Right.
Yeah.
I think, has fallen away. And the fourth spot, I think it could be a toss up between three. It could be RCB, LSG, or MI. I think any
All
one
right.
Correct.
amongst
Correct.
these three can
Yeah.
sneak into that fourth position.
I actually fancy MI quite a bit because I think they're peaking at the right time. They have a big, strong Indian core.
I mean, the
So
more time Bumrah is on the field, any team would
yeah,
win, right? Like, I mean, that's
and
just
and Rohit getting back into the thick of things. It's
yeah,
so important
exactly.
that they utilize the power play. Rickleton has still not come to his best. But if you get Rickleton firing, you've got Surya Kumar coming at number three, which I think is the best position for him to bat in, at least in franchise cricket. And then you've obviously got Hardik, you've got Ashwini, the
yeah,
bowler, and you've got a lot
Yeah.
of good stuff happening for them. So I think they are sort of peaking, as you said, at the right moment. But important that Rohit got some runs, which he did yesterday.
yeah, yeah,
Speaking of peaking,
yeah,
let's talk about that innings. I mean, you can't, I mean, I'm sure you are, I won't say bored of talking about it, but you've talked about it so much, but we want to delve into it as well. That inning, Paul, that 120 against CSK that year, opening the batting with Adam Gilchrist, all of that. How was that? That whole
Uh,
day, basically.
so let's unpack your question a bit. See, I had already played the IPL in 2009 for Rajasthan Royals. I'd got a couple of games. Out
Yeah.
of that one game I opened, I was sort of hitting it well, but then I was caught at third man. A
Yeah.
forgetful debut, but yeah, that was the first super over ever in cricket, or in IPL
Yeah.
cricket rather. So after that, getting a chance, the next game I couldn't score many runs. Then I was 2010. I did really well for Mumbai in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, but I didn't get a contract that season. Then cut to 2011, I was in really peak of my form, peak of my fitness. I was healthy, injury free. And then I was getting runs. It was almost every second game. You just know that you're in really good nick. You can win matches, be it even at
yeah,
a club level, at a junior level, domestic level. You're just batting well. So I knew that I could do something. I won't say special, but something substantial in 2011
Yeah.
IPL. And just the mood was set right. India won the World Cup. I was feeling good. I mean, it was really good. Couple of practice games before that first match, I did well. Even the first match against Pune Warriors, I didn't get a lot of runs,
right,
but I was batting really well. Then a couple of bad experiences in the past where you get a couple of opportunities and then you're dropped. But then Adam was there in the
Yeah.
11, and he sort of communicated it really well that Paul, this match you will be getting that opportunity. Um,
right,
you will be opening with me. Mostly Ashwin will be opening the bowling from the Chennai side, so it'll
Yeah.
be me and you at one and two, and you can express yourself, the normal stuff, bat
right,
freely, get your stuff going. And then I was a little unsure if I'd get a spot in the 11 on for that match. The manager was writing the 11, and I sort of very quietly sneaked past him and just saw that is my name in the 11. It was there. That was, and back then there was no impact player. So once you're there in the
yeah,
11, you know that you're going to play, right? So I was, how do I say, silently confident, sure that probably this
Okay.
is a good opportunity. It's a home match. We've played a lot of practice matches on this venue, and they happened to bat first, 189. So I sort of knew any cricketer would know that it's a good pitch. Back then, anything about 150, 160, 160, you mean it has to be a crazy pitch. 189,
Yeah.
90, 190. Nowadays, it's a different thing. But then it was very clear that if it is a good pitch, you'll be able to get those runs because 190 is like really
right,
above par score. Then
yeah,
I
yeah,
went into bat. I just, couple of balls. I got a four of Ashwin, and then it just started flowing. Once you get into the thick of things, then I sort of completely negated all those thoughts, and it was completely
Yeah.
as a batter in the zone where I was focusing on which bowler to attack, which are the weaker fielders, and how can I maximize my opportunity. And gradually, I got to a 30, then a 50, then
right,
kept small targets. Let's bat till the 12th over, 14th over. Suddenly, I was in the 90s. And
Yeah.
Dinesh Karthik was with me. And DK, it sort of helped because he was also batting well, but the amount that DK chats, it sort of helped me that I don't have to do the talking. I was just in my zone. He was talking. I just let it pass through my ears. And then Albi Mokil came, and in that over, I got three
Yeah,
boundaries. And before I realized, I was past 100. And it was just a realization of all the hard work that I'd put in all those years. In the under
yeah.
19 World Cup, I was injured. My career sort of hit a rock bottom, and out of coming out of that and just showing it on such a big platform, so showing it to the world
Yeah.
that I was that good. So it was a good feeling, a good reward from up above, I'll say.
I want to talk about, that sort of a century. It's a century that, even I was what, 8 years old at that point, and even I sort of remember where I sort of was because it was that kind of a knock. It was
Yeah.
rare. It was an exceptional knock. And because it was so exceptional, I'm sure you must have gotten many messages. Are there any memorable messages? I don't know, famous people, celebrities, or any messages you got after that or reactions that you keep close to your heart?
I'll say one message or an SMS I got from Adam Gilchrist. He was
All
my
right.
captain, but I used to not attend those gatherings or parties. So after I got into my room, I was talking to my parents, my friends, family. And then late at night, he messaged me that he used to call me partner. So he said, "Hey, partner, you
Okay.
have no idea what you've done. You'll probably realize this after many years to come. This will be one of
Yeah.
the innings which will be remembered for a lot many years to come. Back then, it doesn't hit you. You're just in the action. You're looking to keep on batting, and that message just stands true, right? Because even today, after 14 years,
Yeah.
people fondly remember each and every shot of mine. At
Yeah.
times, there are these well wishers who tell me that the way you took on Ashwin or the way you took on Mokal, Tim Saudi, I love that shot, and like because as a player, I don't remember those shots. I remember
Yeah.
the atmosphere before I went into bat, after I came in, what was I feeling, what did I have to eat. But during that the innings, you sort of there's a blank, you have a clear mind, a blank sheet, so you don't remember all those shots. But when someone reminds you, like, yeah, I did hit it, and it's such crazy
Hmm.
because it was probably one of the better knocks that season and in those formative years.
I mean,
Yeah.
watching that match, I mean, I went back and watched it again. I mean, as everyone does nowadays. So listening to the commentary, I remember the one thing that really stood out to me and something that you touched upon. Harsha Vogle live on air did say in 2011 that this will be a century that people talk about for years and years to come. And here we are, 14 years later in
Yeah.
2025, talking about that knock. So, I mean, that really puts it into perspective just how special that was.
Yeah. I mean, if we talk about someone like a Priyansh Arya century, well, we had that 14 years ago. When Paul and it was an era where it wasn't so common for a player to just go berserk and
Yeah.
score 120 in T20 innings. So it was just mind-boggling. But talking about Priyansh Arya, I see shades of a Punjab Kings opener coming in, smashing it. Shades of your 2011 season in Priyansh Arya. How have you felt about Priyansh Arya this season?
I think to be honest, guys, I didn't. I was busy with family. I was doing some stuff. I wasn't watching the television. I suddenly started getting messages on WhatsApp that you're trending, you become viral, and usually happens during the IPL where, say, I start off trending for whatever, good or bad, for bad reasons. I don't know. It happened, so I just ignored it. But then gradually, someone sent me that this boy has scored 100, and I think first match I saw his batting where he got a 40 or
Yeah.
44, if
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. And I just
Yeah.
loved the way that clean striking and fearless batting. And he got out. I was just hoping that he would carry on from there and score an inning of substance. And that's what he exactly did. And just scoring 100 of whatever, 30, 40 balls. I'm not sure
39 balls,
exactly.
39 balls.
39 balls. And it was just crazy the way later on the highlights I saw the clean batting, the way he just took on all those great test bowlers, just very clear, calm, and clarity in his game plans. So, as a
Right.
well wisher, as someone who's played the game for the same franchise, and I've also scored 100, so I just could relate the feeling that boy could have.
Yeah.
Just coming at live TV, live television. I'm sure he scored 100 in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as well. From there, he
Yeah.
sort of got
Yeah.
marked, or he was the blue-eyed boy this IPL. But fantastic batting. So happy for him and so happy for the franchise. You need to understand this is one franchise who gives chances. We
Correct.
always take Rajasthan Royals, for example. I think Punjab Kings is also, they get a lot of flag for the way they chop and change, but this is also a very strong virtue of their team where they really give opportunities to unknown faces, to completely
Yeah.
unknown
Correct.
brands, where they throw them the new ball, they give them the opening slot to bat. You don't see that a lot happening from the reputed teams or the established teams at times. But Punjab Kings surely needs to be given a tick there, where they identified this
Uh,
boy and then they sort of gave
Yeah.
him that freedom. Ricky Ponting, Brad Haddon, Shreyas Iyer, the
Yeah.
owners, all of them need to be applauded the way they backed this boy. Because many a times there are coaches who are found to be timid at times, who do not like to
Yeah.
back uncapped players at that opening position. I don't know for what reason, but they sort of feel that that is the, yeah, that they feel that that is the right of an established player to open. Uncapped players can sort of sneak in, fit in at number 6, number 7. But Punjab Kings, Rajasthan Royals also
Yeah.
are not that. They really throw that boy in the deep, and they know
Yeah.
that this boy or this man is that good enough. Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. They just give him that opportunity. And then if you do not make the most of that opportunity, you don't feel bad. But I'm sure Priyansh Arya, if you ask him, he'll be first grateful to the management of Punjab that they gave him this opportunity first, and then all his hard work and all that years of struggle that he also must have put in, that just coming good on that very day.
one very interesting thing about a Punjab Kings cult hero in the making, they have to score 100 against the
Yeah.
CSK.
but but in the next game, Sri, I sort of probably that is one of a better performances that I had. Yeah, the 100, it keeps being spoken about. The next game, I got 4 wickets and I took a 70, made a 75 against Deccan Chargers. That is very close to my heart
Yeah.
because I remember after 120, I couldn't sleep for a day or two. I was under huge
I'm sure.
pressure because um, uh, I'm kind of a shy guy. I do not like too much of attention. So then suddenly phone was ringing. That back then it was the BlackBerry Messenger, your SMS, phones. It was just crazy. And then suddenly again, after a couple of days going there and getting that man of the match performance again at a different ground, at an away venue where I had Dale Steyn, Ishan Sharma at his peak, Amit Mishra, Sangakkar, all these great cricketers. I just loved the way I could, get another match-winning performance. And for many years, I think that was a record where someone scored a 50 and a 4-wicket haul in the same match. So I was very, very happy that I could better that 100 with an even
Yeah.
better match-winning performance for my team. I remember after that match, Michael Bevan, he just came to me and he told me that uh, can you keep as well? I was like, you can bat, you can bowl. Can you do keeping as well? I'll drop Gilchrist. I said, no, no. It was just a funny comment. So I was like, no, no, guy. I thank Michael as well because Bevan, after that season, probably didn't get a gig in the IPL. He was very good with the team,
Yeah.
with the seniors, with the juniors. Something I really enjoyed working with him in that season.
But Paul, moving on to a bit of a more grim note, it is about your eye injury, and
Yeah.
a lot of viewers just suddenly think, oh, where did Paul Valthaty go all of a sudden? But for those viewers who don't know the exact crux of the story,
Hmm.
can you elaborate a little more about how did that eye injury impact you, and even more so after the fame that you had got?
So what happened is, see, this eye injury that you're speaking about happened to me when I was 17. It happened during the
Yeah.
Under 19 World Cup when I was playing against Bangladesh. A ball popped up from good length. I'd kept a gap in my visor. It sneaked in, and my right eye was in a mess. I remember who's that young guy, young batter from Bangladesh who 2007 Ashraful, right? 2007 World Cup
Ashraful,
he got
Ashraf
dropped.
Rahman.
Ah,
yeah, probably
so
Ashraful.
he was standing at slip and he sort of literally ran away from the side because it was so gory where blood was
Oh.
straight away oozing out from my right eye. I sort of was lost consciousness. I was flat on the ground. My teammates came running in, physio picked me up, and then I was immediately in an ambulance taken to the hospital there. They sort of gave me about 15 stitches around my eye, and then after a couple of days, when the swelling subsided, I was taken to an eye specialist in Auckland, And there they told me that I'll have to be immediately operated upon, where there was some uh, outer orbit of my eye was stuck in the fractured bones, and so they had to cut it off. And also they had to do a lot of corrective retinal surgeries, laser surgeries. So my mother, being a doctor, I spoke to her over the phone. She said that you can. She told the BCCI and the management that let him fly back, and then we'll try our best here when he's with us here, because the team obviously were on their World Cup campaign. I couldn't hold back any of the support staff or any of the players to
Right.
stay with me. So that was the best thing to do. Once I was okay, certified to travel, I traveled back. Then when I came to India, I had about 4 or 5 surgeries on my eye. So I had diplopia, where in certain angles you see double. So that is there till date,
Oh,
and my vision has never gotten completely okay. I mean, even when I scored my 100, I was still effectively batting with 1.5 eye. So
wow.
and I never, Shri, and I never regained that touch. I would say, what I was 17, I know I got 100 in the IPL, but I was never that kind of a batter. What I was there at 17, 18, I was a completely a different beast. And 2 or 3 years, I had to take time with my corrective vision, because I couldn't judge the pace, the depth of the ball, because one was a
Hmm.
good eye, one was a lazy eye, and a sort of a defective eye. So that took time. I need to understand, back then we didn't have great biomechanical coaches. We didn't have a lot of video analysis or
Right.
whatever. So then to change my batting at the age of 17, to construct a completely new method of batting, took ages for me. I sort of saw the bus moving ahead. I saw mediocre players getting selected. I saw guys who were behind me taking the spot. And that was fine, because no one's going to wait for you. And finally, once I got my sort of new game plans ready, and I was already by then 21, 22 when I started feeling comfortable again, batting well.
Right.
And then I was building up. And then eventually 2007 6, I think I got a Ranji call up. I did some strong performances for Mumbai University. I got I got 100 in the finals of West Zone, and 100 in the finals of the All India competition. And that's where I was
Wow.
called for the Ranji one days, Vijay Hazare. And then
Yeah.
I was in and out. I was picked for the Mushtaq Ali team, and then 2008 the IPL happened, and I knew that this is something which, you have that feeling that shayad ye mere liye hi bana hai. You get that
Yeah.
good feeling as an artist, as a cricketer, ki there is something about this stage where you've got a full crowd, you get to rub shoulders with the legends, you get to showcase your talent, and that's when I really developed my game, so that it
Yeah.
suits that T20, suits a white ball format. And then cut to 2011, I got that 100. I was on the top of the world. I was getting opportunities again, and luck so be it, I again developed a wrist injury, where I was picked for the Challenger India Blue. I was playing Challenger Trophy in Nagpur, and suddenly it didn't feel right. I got 40 or so odd in that match, and it just didn't feel right, and that just stuck with me for the entire season. And after the 2012 season, I had to have it operated in London, and people won't know that, but it was just so painful. I couldn't even give my cap at times to the umpire. It was just restricting. I took a lot of cortisol shots trying to fight through that, but our body is such, and I was so much a top-handed dominated player. I just couldn't fight through that. And then it happened that, my form was out. I couldn't match up the expectation. And rightly so, I lost my spot in the 11. 2013, I got one opportunity. And then I couldn't, justify the opportunities that were given to me. And I sort of started batting really well in 15 and 16, but by then I think the bus had moved ahead. They didn't want to take a punt on me by the time I'd reached 30 years. So that is one thing which is unfortunate. But if I could change one day, one incident in my cricket life, it would be that eye injury that I had in during the
Yeah.
under 19 World Cup, because I know that if not for that day and not for that injury, my career or the player would have been completely different. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's something happens which is not in your hand, not in your control, and it was
Yeah.
planned by the Almighty, so you can't do anything about it.
I mean, just listening to that, I mean, it sounds horrifying. So I can't imagine
What it must have been like for you at that
for
point of
you in
time.
person
Yeah.
to go through all of that. Uh,
But I mean, testament to you for overcoming that and the
Absolutely.
performances
You
that
know,
you put in
one
for
thing
sure.
I'm very proud of today, I'm a father. I've got daughters. I'm just happy that I could be able to fight that. And
Yeah,
staying true my dreams that, because I had an opportunity and doctors had advised me to give up the sport because they said that your
yeah.
vision will never be the same. We can do corrective surgeries. It could get better. It could even go for the worse. So it's up to you, really. And just to stick to that dream, my family, my friends, all of that got around me. And then finally, I could stay true to my hard work and that dream of probably being identified one day at a big platform.
yeah,
And it so happened that 13th of April 2011 happened to me in
yeah.
my career. So that is one day which is dear to me on that accord, where after all those tough days, tough moments that I had, that was one sort of a gift that I was rewarded in my career.
But it happened for obviously that day is now etched in
Mhm.
the history books of the IPL. There's always going to be a Paul Valthaty chapter in the IPL history book. But you played for a franchise that gets a lot of stick
Mm.
for many reasons. It has developed a reputation which is not the brightest. I mean,
Yeah.
even as recently as this latest auction, we heard Rishabh Pant come and say, I was worried I would go end up in Punjab. But having been there for 3 years, a couple of questions on this. Uh, what do you have to say either in defense or in support of this perception? And two, during your struggles, were there people in the franchise who came out and helped you?
Okay. So, so Punjab Kings, as I mentioned previously, need to also be applauded for the way they give opportunities to young guys, to unknown guys.
Yeah.
Back then, it was me. Then it was Mandeep Singh. It was later on
Hmm.
Manan Vora,
Man,
and then
what?
even Prab Simran, Shashank Singh, Priyansh Arya,
Harpreet Brar. Yeah.
Harpreet Brar. What a talent! And they've given these opportunities. Arshdeep Singh has come from
Arshdeep,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Arshdeep, of
stable.
Arshdeep
course.
is the
Like,
biggest one.
So
biggest one, of
yeah,
course.
so you need to give them credit for what they do. Come to the owners, the management. I know a lot of how do I say, they the perception is such that they probably get involved in selection. No, they are fantastic people. They let the team run. They let the team
Yeah.
Right.
run. They give the team, back then it was to Adam Gilchrist, who used to run the show. Michael Bevan, the coach, and then later on Darren Lehman joined us. So they give it to
Yeah.
the guys to handle. One thing I sort of I won't say I have a complaint with them, but I did not like they at times let go of good leaders that they had. They
Right.
had Bailey with them. I
Bailey,
think
yeah,
Ravichandran Ashwin was a fantastic captain for them,
captain, yeah,
which they
Yeah.
just let him go because that is one thing where sometimes they are inconsistent in the auction or in their how do I say the retention of players. I think Ashwin would have been a fantastic leader for Kings
yeah,
11 for
yeah,
years to come. So that is someone, some player which they should have really held close to their heart, and at times, they sort of go after players, not knowing would they suit the conditions at Mohali. And I
Yeah.
think with Ricky Ponting coming in, it has been the
yeah,
other way right now, where they
Yeah.
have got players according to the conditions at Mullanpur, at
yeah,
Dharamshala, wherever they go. Because that is one formula, one secret which Chennai Super Kings mastered. KKR,
yeah,
for that matter, mastered in
yeah,
2012 and 14, where they got players who would suit Gambhir, who would suit the Eden Gardens pitch. And I see that now happening with Punjab, where they've got good strikers up at the top. They've got good hit the deck bowlers with Marco Janssen. They've got Arshdeep there. They've got Chehel. They've got good picks who
Yeah.
would suit their conditions. And
Yeah.
in the past, they used to go for the big boys. They used to go for the big
yeah,
sought after players, not probably thinking that would they suit my venue. And right
Yeah.
now,
True.
I think they've got that clear, where they've got players selected according to the conditions. We play a conditions based sport. Cricket is a lot to do with conditions. Monday is completely different from a Friday.
right,
cities.
Yeah.
Mumbai is completely different from a South city or North Punjab state. It's completely different. The same tournament can have different conditions, different challenges for you. And this is one thing which Punjab has really done well this season, where they've got players according to their home conditions. So you first try and do the best in those 7 matches. And then you sort of try and get 2 or 3 wins out of your away games, and that's how you reach their 8 or 9 or 10 figure mark, and then you're sort of into that last
Yeah.
four, which is really a shootout, and
Yeah.
that is one thing which Chennai Super Kings mastered all those years, where they got
Yeah.
Ashwin, Jadeja, Murli Vijay was perfect for that condition. They had Badrinath, you name it, MS himself, and the great man Suresh Raina. How can you forget him?
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he used to play at that Chepauk, it was unbelievable, and you could just feel them squeezing you when you were playing against
Yeah.
them. You could just feel the crowd going, and with MS. Handling the team, could just feel them squeezing you. A 150 could suddenly look as a made feel as a 180, 190. And that is one thing which they mastered, winning at home. And that is something all the teams, I'm sure, would be having. And Punjab, I'm happy that this year they've done that, where they are looking to win their maximum games at home. And then obviously out of the 7 games, you can get 3 or 4 victories, and then you can end up into those coveted top four.
I just like to slip in another
Yeah.
joke right there. He
Yeah.
was talking about CSK squeezing them. They couldn't squeeze you that day. I just throw that in
That's
there.
one thing, yeah. Even once on air, I was doing IPL. I was doing regional language Marathi, and they were talking about how great MS is, how great Chennai is, and I was happened to be on air. And I also, you have to continue, right? The lead builds up the conversation as a color. You have to add to that. So I was adding to it. Yeah, yeah, fantastic. MS, etc., etc. But then I said, but they couldn't get me out. I just played one game against them. They couldn't get me out. So that is one thing, Shri. Yeah, yeah, that is true. Which I played just one game against them, and they couldn't squeeze me or couldn't get me out.
Uh,
Now on to the next chapter of Paul Valthaty.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Paul Valthaty, the coach, and we want to talk about this part of your career where, you've been coaching in the United States. And firstly, tell us how did that come about, and then talk to us about the development of cricket in United States, the
Oh,
growth. What have you seen?
so see, first I'll have to go back to my schooling days because I used to come from Don
Okay.
Bosco School. We were
Okay.
just known for football, hockey, these kind of sports. And because I was there in that school, and I was lucky that I had a couple of good coaches with me, Jayesh Tadarkar being one of them. So me and Sir, we sort of decided, ki, let's get a group of kids. It was more like a Lagan scouting unit where me and Sir used to scout for kids, because I knew cricket was my passion, was my sport, but I knew that I had to play school cricket. And if Don Bosco Borivali does not participate in any school, where am I going to play and where am I going to perform? So then I got around with Sir. We used to get all those 14, 15 players. We created a squad. And that's when my coaching or my leadership skills came across, where I have
Got
to
it.
even lead the team, but also make sure that they do a lot of things like they're catching, they are batting, bowling. So that's when a sort of a leader, a sort of a coach, a mentor developed in me. And likewise, as I graduated, I went into Elf Vengsarkar Academy, where Dilip Vengsarkar and Makarand Vaingankar, they sort of, and Vasu Paranjpe, they sort of helped me a lot in my those budding years. Then I was playing for Fort Vijay, an A division cricket club, where again I was the captain. I had to really scout for players. So that again, I developed my leadership, coaching kind of a
Yeah.
skills. Cut to after my playing days, I realized that the kids in Kandivali, where I live, Kandivali, Borivali, we do not get a lot of good grounds around. So when one of my friends had a place where he said that let's start an academy here, I sort of went to that place. I was reluctant initially. 7 or 8 months, I wasn't ready to give my name or get into that. But after I realized that, probably this is a good opportunity to start something new in my life, which I enjoy, which I sort of really enjoy. And I got into that. I made sure that pitches are the best. I learned how to make the pitches, what kind of soil, what kind of everything, right from the foundation, how to make. I made all of these pitches with help of some good groundsmen, good coaches, we really got in together. It was a completely from pin to piano. I created that
Yeah.
academy, and so 5 6 years into the academy, good players started coming in. KKR used to have their camps there. A lot of
Wow.
test cricketers, IPL hopefuls, Ranji hopefuls used to practice with me, and then sort of I developed that fondness towards coaching for batting. And then someone got in touch with me from the USA that they would like to set up an academy. And Seattle Thunderbolts, being a minor league
Yeah.
team, they invited me. I went there. And 2 months into the coaching gig, they told me to even take care of their minor league team. So that's when that opportunity came there. The other question of yours, what kind of level the cricket is at? It is still a very nascent stage. The homegrown talent or the guys who are really USA citizens, they are still learning it. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Indians, Sri Lankans, Pakistanis there, but they are still trying to get the basics. A lot of good coaching hasn't reached there yet. So that is
Yeah.
one thing which they are aware of. They have a lot of indoor stuff. There's not a lot of outdoor cricket for them because of their weather, because of the limitation of cricket pitches, cricket infrastructure for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
So, but the passion is very much there. They sort of pick things, they grasp things earlier than other kids probably here, because just the development of their brain or whatever, physically they need to work much harder on their fitness. They are not our guys, our boys are really strong with the weather, the
Yeah.
kind of grounds that we play upon. They're
Yeah.
just so well developed with the physical attributes. But for USA cricket, they would have to work upon on that. And eventually, when a batch of homegrown talent comes up and they have their heroes to look up to, or their neighborhood boys who have done that
Yeah.
from their areas, then that is when USA cricket will really fly. Because right now, yes, USA did really well in that T20 World Cup. It was a lot of
Yeah.
expats. It was Harmeet Singh, it was Saurabh Netrawalkar, it
Travalkar.
was Monang Patel, it was all of those guys. If I'm getting the names right, they're all expats. They tried their hand here. Many of them did well in India as well, and then they went there. So once you have that
Yeah.
batch of homegrown talents coming through, it'll be a completely different atmosphere in USA. But yeah, the passion, the love for the sport, the discipline, all of that qualities are very much there. Physical part is something which they are all aware. We all know that at times their diet can tend to be very lenient with terms of junk food and all of that. So that is something which kids over there and the parents of they realize. And just good coaching, once it starts there,
Yeah.
you need to give a lot of credit to the NCA that happened in 2001. Once the
Mhm.
NCA really uh, you know, uh, set up base in Bangalore. From there, the coaching trickled down all the way to grassroots level. So once the good coaches or good coaching is imparted in USA, it can trickle down all the way to the academies, and that is something which even the guys over there are aware of.
I mean, it's been a very insight. I mean, we were expecting it to be a very fun, chat with you, but it's been very insightful as well. Now, but we are now going to jump into what we call the fun section of our podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have a couple
Nice.
of segments. We'll have a lot more fun.
Not so rapid fire with Paul Valthaty. So, Paul, who's the smartest cricket brain that you know?
Shane Warne.
Shane
Oh,
Warne.
okay.
Can you share an anecdote?
So just the way, in 2008, the kind of fields that he used to set. That is
Uh-huh.
something. I wasn't playing that edition. It just shows what kind of a cricket brain he had, and the promotions that he used to give to say Yusuf Pathan, Ravindra
Yeah.
Jadeja,
Ravindra Jadeja.
taking a punt with Watson, with Swapnil Asnodkar, with Neeraj Patel, Siddharth Trivedi. Oh, that was just fantastic. The sharp brain that he had, and 2009 as well, I got a chance to rub shoulders with him. He was just fantastic. I mean, the team meetings, the kind of strategies that he used to, let us know that if I won't take the name, he'd say that this is one bowler in the opposition that we really need to target. And this is 2009, where he
Uh,
said that let's
Yes.
try and hit him for 36 runs. Let's try and hit him for 28 runs. So it was just crazy. Back then, we were coming out of red ball cricket. We used to just think that 8 or a 10 run over was fantastic. But he was fantastic with the way he used to, you know, have those team meetings. Before a match, we used to all be very tensed. But then Warne used to say, guys, the cameras will be on us. Let's smile. Even if it is a fake smile, let's have a big broad smile. And then all of us suddenly from being very serious, we used to end up smiling and go out on the camera. So just small anecdotes, small punches, body blows he used to give to the opposition. I remember once when he was standing at slips, Sangakkara got an outside edge and it hit him flush on his shin, and there was a big bruise, almost a 4-5 inch kind of a bruise there, and he didn't rub it at all. I mean, then a wicket fell, and someone said, "Bonnie, why aren't you rubbing it? Are you okay?" He said, "No, Sangha had his eyes on me. If I would do that, he would feel that he's got some
Wow.
punch back on me." And when I saw that injury, it was crazy. I mean, it was really deep. And once the wicket fell, once the drinks break or some, then he took some sort of medication on that. Fantastic bloke, fantastic cricketer.
All right. Now that you've said his name, I'm going to put you on the spot again. The better captain, Adam Gilchrist or Shane Warne?
Oh,
You got him. You got
okay.
him.
So for me personally, I'll say Gilly. And why I'll say is
Okay.
that, Gilly was fantastic for someone and uncapped, someone for kind of a nature that I had. He used to really let the team be at it. I mean, let them be how they are supposed to be, similar to what Rohit does. I mean,
Yeah.
with
Right.
Shane Warne, it was different that you sort of come to this level that the team is expecting. With Gilly, it was different that wherever you are, I'll come and I'll get you with all of us together, and we'll be at one level, at one pedestal. So I personally rate Adam Gilchrist as a captain in a whole, in everything slightly better. Warne was brilliant tactical, but at times he was so great and so brilliant that we used to, if he had a bad game, I used to just feel, or many of the juniors used to feel that we sort of let him down. So one of our
Mm,
heroes, just feeling that we let Shane Warne down, sort of used to get have a negative effect also on our minds. But Adam Gilchrist was fantastic. He was no less of a legend. 96 test
yeah.
matches, unbelievable number of records that he had. But he was just one amongst the boys. After the
Oh,
match, he
wow.
used to travel with us. He used to have lunches, dinners, breakfast with us. It was just fantastic. So, just if I have to pick one, I'll say Adam.
Um, who's the best player you've played with in your career?
Oh, okay, best player in the whole, right? And you're
In
trying to
Yeah.
your
say
career,
in my career, against or with, doesn't matter.
with
With
Okay, with
someone you've studied dressing room with.
I'll say Sean Marsh. The kind of
Oh,
batting
okay,
that he
okay.
did,
Wow.
yeah.
I won't say many guys give him the credit that he deserves. He was an unbelievable batter. The kind of batting that he did, it was, if you see his batting, it would even suit a 1960s, 70s era, 1980s
Yeah.
era, and even a modern day batter. The kind unbelievable talent and unbelievable batter. I just to love the way he used to bat against top quality, high quality pace bowling. He used to still be brave enough to come into good positions, come behind the line
Yeah.
of the ball. What a player! Brilliant fielder. Doesn't get enough of credit, but what a batter.
You spoke about Sean Marsh being a great batter. When you scored that 100, you do remember you ran him out, right?
That is one of the reasons where, Sean Marsh used to get crazy angry after he used to get out. He used to
Okay.
really abuse right from A to
Oh.
Z, everything in the dictionary, and he used to throw his gear around. And I knew that somewhere in that run out, mera bhi galti tha. So that was
Okay.
another motivation I had, ki Paul, let's remain on the pitch. You don't want to go into a dressing room where you have to face an angry Sean Marsh. So I thought that batting on the pitch is a much safer place, and that is also one reason that probably I went on to get that 100. But he used to really get angry. Even the opponent dressing room would realize that Marsh is. Come back to the pavilion, and he used to be crazy angry for those 10-15 minutes. So that was also a hidden motivation for me to remain on the crease and bat. because playing against Chennai bowlers in that Mohali pitch was safer than going and meeting Sean Marsh there in the dressing room.
Uh, Paul, we were talking about people you share the dressing room with. I mean, in the Mumbai circle, did you ever share a dressing room with Rohit Sharma?
I did with Rohit Sharma. When I got Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy against Baroda, I got a 70. Wasim got out, and then came to bat in
Yeah.
at number 3. And this was 2007. He was just fantastic with his the clarity of game plans, because back then T20 cricket was very new, T20 batting was very new, but his
Right.
mind was completely different, where he should just simplify batting. He told me that, Paul, stay till over number 12, इनकी पूरी तरीके से फट जाएगी. So back then, you think, wow, this is
That's
such
such a
such a
Rohit thing to say.
yeah, and it's such a easy way to simplify thing. You really, when coming out of the Mumbai stable, you hear things like bat till the 20th over, bat till the last ball, which is fine, which is a good enough advice. But this guy just came here. We came together at number 6 or 7th over. You bat till number 12. Suddenly, things become easy. Oh, number 12, aa jayega over. Then you go till number 14, 15. So that was one thing I really used to enjoy, and he was fantastic with his the talent that Rohit had. Is just so good to see that he has completely justified that talent. He had so much of time, so much of elegance when he used to bat. He was so good against spinners, against the old ball. He was just fantastic and so good, so happy to see that a boy from Borivali, I'm also from Borivali,
Mm.
that someone from Borivali has gone on and reached such heights for the Indian team at
Yeah.
at a world level. So just fantastic the way Rohit has justified the talent.
All right. Uh, a memorable fan interaction.
Okay. So during this IPL, I got, I don't know who sent it to me. There was a fan who sort of composed a song for me. So it
Wow.
was, was it Raja Hindustani? It was that Pardesi, Pardesi Jana Nahi.
Yeah.
So he changed Pardesi to Valthaty. So it was like Valthaty, Valthaty Jana Nahi, Mujhe Chhod Kar. And it was very funny that I got that song. And with those rock kind of tuck tuck tuck, we used to hear them in Borivali, Mumbai local train. So whoever did that, and this was pre reels and pre all those eras. So this boy, he composed that song for me, and
Wow.
I don't know who did it, but it came through a lot of forwards. It eventually reached my handset, and that was something which was absolutely crazy and funny, that someone could actually compose a song for me.
Oh, great.
Okay, that's incredible. Uh, you played for a Kings 11 Punjab team who had a really striking jersey, pink and silver. It was
One of the
really,
prettiest jerseys.
yeah, yeah. Uh, what is your favorite IPL jersey among all the teams? Do you think that was the prettiest, or is there any other jersey that you were like, oh, that's a really good jersey?
I used to love the first 2 3 years jerseys that KKR had, the black and
Yeah, the black
gold.
ones.
black and
Yeah.
gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was.
and they used to look so smart, so good, and the atmosphere that it used to build at the Eden Gardens with their Korbo Lodbo Jeetbo, that song of theirs,
Yeah.
and whenever wicket or they hit a boundary, that song used to play. It used to look really superb for them.
Yeah.
A bowler that gave you nightmares.
Malinga, no one else but him.
Ah,
I mean, Lasith
yeah.
Malinga. I played one. I faced Sean Tate, I faced Bretley, Dale Steyn was the best. Dale Steyn per se was the best bowler that I faced.
Bowler.
But Malinga, oh my God, just that action of his, the way he used to, just knock the ball off its axis, used to become a
Yeah.
slower ball. He used to skid it off the surface. It used to become a bouncer. He could shape it. And all of this was at 140 plus. I mean, it was peak
Yeah.
Malinga. So, and he was such a sweetheart. I mean, he bowled a slower one to me. I had no clue. I sort of held my bat, it shaped off and it fell. And I was looking at him, is he going to sledge me? And he just smiled. And he knew that it was too good for me. And rightly so. He was a fantastic bowler. And those first 5 6 years, and he went on to play many years, that was peak Malinga time. And Malinga was one bowler, because in T20 cricket, it's a different thing just to play him, but have to even score against him. So that
Yeah.
again, it's itself is a different challenge altogether. So I think Malinga.
Okay, another tricky one for you. You are coming out to play. We are having a few rain-affected matches here
Hmm.
recently. So let's put this scenario. It's a rain-affected match, and you need to chase 70 runs in 5 overs.
Hmm.
And you are opening the batting. Who is your ideal opening partner to come out and battle?
So it is 17-5.
70,
70 in 5.
70 runs in 5 overs.
Okay. So can I give till number three? I'll give Chris Gale and Suresh
Sure.
Raina. So I'd
Oh,
love to
okay.
open with Chris, and
Yeah.
maybe the third batter could be Raina, because
Yeah.
Raina was exceptional in the way he could attack the bowler and the bowling from ball number one. That was
Yeah,
a completely alien skill to have in those years. Right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
you see a lot of batters having that, but Suresh was one who had that even in those years. He was just
Yes.
fantastic against the ball one, where you could even hit a brilliant cover drive, slog it over long on deep mid wicket. And Chris Gale, there's nothing to
yeah.
be
Chris Gale
mentioned
is just
about
Chris
him. Yeah,
Gale.
the kind of that was one batter who could give nightmare to fielders and bowlers. He was
Yeah.
someone who was just unbelievable. I remember Ryan Harris playing for us. He was an
Yeah,
unreal
Yes.
test bowler. He hit Ryan Harris about 15 feet high, flat six at Chinnaswamy. And that is the day I realized the greatness of this man, because Ryan Harris was an unbelievable bowler. We had
yeah.
Gilchrist, Sean Marsh, Dinesh Karthik, me, everyone struggling against him in the nets in practice games. But here, come Chris Gill, flat six, long off, 110, 120, no time. I mean, he was different. He was completely different. So yeah, if I have to chase the 5 overs and I have the opportunity to bat, I'll take Chris Gale with me, and one drop could be Suresh Raina.
It's the ideal,
Yeah.
I think, opening partner.
Any scenario that's
Yeah.
that's winning you again. All right. To cap off our not so rapid fire, this is personally my favorite question to ask anyone on the guys. Is Knuckleball now your favorite podcast?
Yeah, depends how the last few minutes go. But yeah, I really loved, and I see love it that young guys are asking so relevant questions. I mean, you have
Thank
obviously
you.
done your homework and you know so much about the game. So yeah, knuckleball for me when I was playing was a hard ball to bowl, but now it's my favorite podcast.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, Paul, for
We
saying.
are not done.
Build your ideal batter with Paul Valthaty. All right, Paul. To start off, power hitting.
Wow, Nicholas Pooran.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ahead of Chris Gale.
I'd say Nicholas Pooran, because
Yeah.
the kind of shots that he hits off those back foot. Chris was brilliant with his height and the range that he had, and he was just
Yeah.
unbelievable. But Pooran at times back of length, he hits in different areas. So I just love that power hitting concept. The way Nicholas
Yeah.
Pooran displays is just fantastic.
Technique.
Sachin Tendulkar,
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
can't go wrong there.
Temperament. Temperament.
Okay, so temperament. I'd say Virat Kohli. The kind
All right.
of nerves, the temperament that he shows in tricky chases, it is just unreal.
Yeah.
So Virat.
All right. Offside game.
I mean, the entire range.
Yeah.
Offside.
Offside.
I'll give you two:
The
Sean
range of
Marsh
thought.
and Virat Kohli.
Okay. Okay. Right. You must have seen Sean Marsh very closely.
Yeah,
So yeah.
he was fantastic at that offside, and so is
Yeah.
Virat. But since I gave
Yeah.
Virat in that temperament, I thought I'll give Sean here.
Sean.
Yeah,
Okay. Leg side game.
leg side game has to be Chris Gale. The kind of
All right.
range that he had all the way from the side screen till deep square leg. So that range was fantastic.
Yeah. All right. And finally, innovation.
To Surya Kumar Yadav and AB de Villiers. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could take
Textbook
any
answers.
one. I'd say the kind of batting that Surya used to show in Bombay circles, Mumbai cricket
Yeah.
circles. I used to bowl a bit. I used to find him really tough to bowl at, and the way he has converted that into big performances. Very hardworking boy, comes from a humble background, good boy, and the kind of confidence. Because many times you see guys once they graduate to a level, to a higher level, they sort of try and change their game. But Surya is someone who
Right.
didn't do that. he believed in that formula that what's given you success will continue giving you success even in that scene. Remember his first ball in international cricket probably hit Jofra for a six
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
typical Surya style. So terrific player, and he's again done so much good for the country, for his himself, for Mumbai Indians, for KKR. Whenever he's got an opportunity, he's done really well. And AB de Villiers being AB de Villiers, he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
the real how do I say, the real 360 man. He really
Yeah.
started believing, gave that belief to batters that even behind the fielder, keeper, behind short third, behind short fine, you can get boundaries and sixes. So that is something which AB de Villiers sort of really brought to the IPL and to international cricket.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Thank you so much, Paul. I mean, it's been a fantastic one. We had so much fun speaking to you. I
It's
mean,
been nearly an hour, so
yeah.
it's flown by.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again. Just like Sriram said, no, not only the century, but the insights on USA cricket, the story about the eye, and all the players, Sean Marsh being angry and Rohit Sharma saying, "Hey, tera to fatte." And all. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Keep
Had
watching.
great fun, and all the best for all your podcasts, all your interviews. May you keep growing. Thanks a lot. Best wishes.
Thank you so much. Keep watching us on the Knuckleball podcast. I'm Sriram Ganesh. This is Roddur Mookherjee. This is us signing off. Bye bye.
Bye.